host of the Gridiron.
There we go. Mr. Nick McCloud finds a new home. You know what? Good for him. I mean, it is what it is. And, football's obviously the greatest team sport, bar none, period, right? Because you need 11 guys, different guys on offense, 11 different guys on defense. You need a whole bunch of guys on special teams. As you saw, we had like 31 guys on special teams for the Giants. So it's a truly great game, but it's a business, right? Nothing personal. It's a business. And as I said, now with McCloud, was it all? You're never going to know, because when they were talking to Shane or Dable about it, it's like, well, we thought it was just what was best for the team. I mean, they ain't going to tell you, well, we cut him because of the salary or because he sucked this year or this. You're not going to know that. But, it's a business. So, but good for him. He caught on with some other place. And for him, now that the 49ers got McCaffrey back, they might be might be able to go on a little bit of a run here. They barely beat the Buccaneers on the road, though. But that's because their field goal kicker missed like 13 field goals. If he connected on his field goals, the game was a lot more than just a 23-20 49er victory. But a win is a win, especially on the road, right? Baker Mayfield, give the guy a lot of credit. He's got the playing decent ball, right? But, I mean, now that McCloud, right, found himself with the 49ers, maybe lucky. Maybe he'll sniff the playoffs. It says ex-Giant Nick McCloud signs with the 49ers. After refusing a pay cut, McCloud lands with a contender. So, wind up good for him. Refusing to take a pay cut cost Nick McCloud his job with the Giants last week. It appears, though, to have helped him land in a better situation. McCloud has signed with the 49ers to become part of their practice squad, per Dan Duggan. The 49ers, of course, represented the NFC in the Super Bowl last season, losing to the Chiefs. This year, the 49ers are 5-4, fighting for their NFC West title and playoff berth. The Giants, of course, lost their fifth straight game and are 2-8. But McCloud, 26, is a valuable backup cornerback and an excellent special teams player. He actually started 5 games for the Giants this season and had started 16 of the 40 games he played in for New York over 3 seasons. NFL teams get 3 practice squad elevations before having to add a player to the 53-man roster. Best guess is that the 49ers will use those elevations fairly quickly on McCloud and that he ends up on the 53-man roster by the season's end. I hope he does. And I got another article here. Let's see. 49ers signed Nick McCloud to practice squad. They released a safety. So the 49ers today announced that they have signed cornerback Nick McCloud to the team's practice squad. In order to make room on the practice squad, the team released Adrian Amos, a safety. McCloud, 6'1", 193 pounds, originally entered the NFL after signing with the Buffalo Bills as an undrafted free agent on May 13, 2021. Throughout his 4-year career, he has appeared in 40 games with 16 starts with the Bengals and with the Giants, where he registered 74 tackles, 10 passes defense, 3 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries, 1.5 sacks, and 1 interception. McCloud has also appeared in 2 postseason contests where he totaled 2 tackles, 1 forced fumble, and 1 special teams tackle. In 2024, with the Giants, McCloud appeared in 7 games with 5 starts. He tallied 13 tackles, 1 pass defense, 1 special team tackle prior to being released by the team on November 5th. 26-year-old native of Rock Hill, South Carolina, McCloud attended North Carolina State University and the University of Notre Dame in 2020. That's where when he came out of college to be drafted, it was in Notre Dame, where he appeared in 49 games and registered 139 tackles, 28 passes defense, 4 interceptions, and 3 forced fumbles. 3 fumble recoveries. My bad. Amos, the guy they let go, who was 6 foot tall, 214, originally signed to the team's practice squad on October 15, 2024, and appeared in 1 game with the team. Now, if you look here, I mean, I'll go over what we got here. I mean, I can pop this up here. Should be able to pop this up here for present, share the screen. Let's see, pull this down. Hopefully, got here somewhere. There we go. There's Nick McCloud. Let me pop this up here. You just notice, like, it just, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure, if I mean, this is his, let's see, regular and postseason. Okay, this is his, right? You'll notice that, his grade has come down a little bit, right? Last season, the first 2 seasons with the Giants, with Wink. Now, if it was because of Wink's, you notice like last year, his coverage grade was an 80.7. This year, it's a 50. Even his first year with Wink was a 63.8. Played a lot of snaps. They brought, here he had 312 snaps last year, graded a 74.8, but his coverage grade was 80.7. This year, he was in 170 defensive snaps. His defensive grade is a 50. His tackling is a 30. His coverage grade is a 50. His pass rush was good, but his run defense was horrible. His run defense wasn't very good last year either. But so is he maybe taking a step backwards? I don't know. And then we go to special teams here. Bam! All right, special teams here. Okay, so right, this year he's graded out. He played almost like every week. Week 2 and 3, but week 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Graded out of 63. But if we look here, right, I mean, last year, 59.3. But here, I mean, 2022, he graded at 87, 231 special team snaps for the Giants. 87. Does it have how many tackles he has? Yeah, he had 5 tackles. Right, that year. This year, he missed 4 tackles last year on special teams, so that probably brought his grade down a decent amount. But he was a special teams ace 2 years ago in 2022, graded out 87. So I mean, you just noticed. I mean, it's just that I one of those things, he wasn't necessarily setting the world on fire. And I think it was like a $3 million. And, I guess, they didn't have any inkling on trying to bring him back next season, I guess, because, if they ask you to take a pay cut, and you say no, I'm not sure if if there's going to be any interest for one to come back to the other. I don't know if the Giants are going to want to go out of their way to ask him to come back next year, or if McCloud, even they do, if McCloud's going to say, "Oh yeah, sure," so that might have just cut ties with the team, right? So, not sure, exactly why. It would have saved him a little bit of money if he took a pay cut. Well, I mean, either way, either he takes a pay cut or he leaves. I mean, either way, the Giants saved themselves some money. So a little bit of money. If they don't, obviously, it's not like use it or lose it. So if they, whatever they saved by releasing McCloud, cutting them, right? As far as the salary cap, that if they don't use it, they can carry it toward next year. So that's good. But I mean, you can also kind of see where there's unfortunately, maybe they see no more. They don't see or he was in the future for him. I mean, as you see, there are other guys on the team right now who aren't making $3 million a year, who are pretty much special teams aces or whatever, who are making under $1 million a year, who are doing as well, if not better than McCloud are on special teams. Now that doesn't mean, McCloud, it's special teams and defense. I mean, that's, at $3 million, that's not a lot. I mean, for a guy to play a lot on special teams and a lot on, not a lot on, but play defense, both. I mean, at $3 million, that's not a lot. You just got to be careful, like with Shane. Hey, it's a business, but you also got to be careful. You start doing this a lot, you'll start letting guys go and stuff like that. It's kind of like, what kind of messages it send into the locker room. So you got to be careful with that. Once again, it's a business, but it is what it is. But apparently Nick McCloud will be no mas. But good for him, because he found himself on a contender. And as I said, I mean, one of the things that the problems with the 49ers had was McCaffrey. Now, he didn't set the world on fire as far as running the ball, but he caught him. He had over 100 total yards between rushing and receiving, right? The Buccaneers kept him somewhat bottled up as far as running, but he caught a bunch of passes, and he had over 100 total yards. Now, they said the 49ers, that their kicker would actually made some – he was 3 out of 6. He missed 3 field goals. So if he was a little more accurate with his field goals, the 49ers could have won that game by at least 2 scores. But, they're 5-4, and good for him. I mean, if they wind up elevating him, if they can elevate him 3 times, I think it's the 4th time you got to bring him up and put him on the team for, I think, at least 2 weeks. So, hey, good for him. Good for him. I ain't got no heart will toward him. So, I mean, if he makes it, if they make the playoffs, because you look at that division. I mean, you got the Cardinals, the 49ers, the Seahawks, and the Rams. It's like nobody's really taken off with that one. So, I mean, if the 49ers can stay healthy, right, they should hopefully maybe be able to pull that division out, maybe go on maybe some type of a playoff run. And if that does, that might include our buddy Nick McCloud. You know what? Good for you, brother. And speaking of other, and this one, I just some of this stuff is just I don't know. It just boggles my brain. Just some of this stuff here. So.